What's good, y'all, man? It's your boy A1, aka Swag on them. I'm gonna give you guys my Super Bowl prediction, and it's gonna be based off of the roster of the Kansas City Chiefs. Because sometimes we get caught up in this is why I'm gonna say that the Bucks are gonna win because the Chiefs just don't have the up front. They just don't got what it takes up front in regards to just stopping the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And what I mean by that is everybody knows Mahomes is nice, okay? Like, let's not start, like, there's no argument Mahomes is not one of the better quarterback, if not the best quarterback inside the NFL. Running backs are nice. They have good running backs, by the way. Great receivers, great speed, great fast guys out there in the receiver end, with better tight ends inside the game. But something that they're going to be lacking is going to be their left tackle, and it's going to be the O-line. They're going to be struggling down low. They got some guys that aren't used to necessarily playing. They got a backup in there at left tackle that does not get a lot of playing time, right? Mike Rimmers. So it's not looking very good for them up front. Left guard, you see where they're at. These overalls are not over-exaggerated. They're not very good in regards to just they're just not very good up front. And the reason I'm going to say this is because of the matchup and what they can do defensively. If I'm a defensive coordinator and I'm big on defense, I'm going to destroy this type of offensive line that has a backup right tackle in and then also has a backup left tackle in. So let's take a second. So now we're at the Tampa Bay now. We're looking at their defensive line, their defensive front. And we have something that you have to understand when they run a 3-4 defense. So when you have Jason Pierre-Paul, he's going to be getting after the passer, okay? All day. He's getting after passer. Run fits. They have Levante David and Devin White. Solid middle linebackers. Levante David is probably one of the better middle linebackers inside the league. So you're going to expect these guys to hold down the front in regards to just stopping the run and whatnot. They can really ideally run a 7-man box and have guys back. Like, just don't give anything up over top. Shaquille Barrett, beastie. I think he led the league in sacks. These guys alone going against those left and right tackles from the Chiefs that you guys just saw is going to get ugly in regards to the pass rush. They're just going to squeeze. I don't see them going outside a lot. I see them squeezing Mahomes inside the pocket. And the reason they'll be able to squeeze Mahomes inside the pocket is because what they have going on in the D-line position. For one, they have Vita Vea. Not much of a pass rusher type of guy, but good run stopper, extremely strong. They're not going to be able to move this guy up front inside the 3-4 defense. Adama Sue, we know what he does, and again, they're not going to be able to move him up front. These guys are extremely beastie up front in the football. And then they have more of an athletic guy in William Golston, again at 6'6", 280. They have a solid front that can they just demolish what they got going on the front end. So it's going to lead down to, can KC pass the football? And that's what it's going to come down to, because the run game's not going to start. And that's when you got to look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. Now, when we're looking at Carlton Davis, solid corner, okay, 88 speed. These guys, this is like realistic stuff right here that people don't pay attention to. Fast guys. They got some fast corners out there. They can kind of, first young guys now. They're young guys, but they can play ball. They can play ball, and they're going to have to really lock in on the back end and really play some football. Like, they're really going to have to play some football on the back end. There's no questions about it. Like, they have to lock in on the back end in order to stop these guys. So up front, yes, Tampa Bay wins the battle up front. On the back end, they're going to be testing Tampa Bay on the back end, and I'm hoping that they can play some football. Now let's take a look about like the DBs, and I'm looking at every aspect. When we look at Kansas City Chiefs defensive back, they have Tyrann Mathieu, who's excellent. Daniel Swartzen can do his thing. Usually he's up in the linebacker position, in the nickel. Okay, they don't have really good cornerbacks. They really don't have good cornerbacks in there. They go in there and they do their job, but they're not all that. Like, their front seven is not, like, we're looking at the front seven. They got Chris Jones in there. He does a great job in the middle of the defense. Frank Clark balls out on pass rushes and things like that. But really, they don't have much of a defense. You know what I mean? They can get the ball ran on them if they're taking care of Chris Jones. So let's take a look at this real quick. Let's take a look at their offensive line, okay? Let's look at the offensive line and what the Tampa Bay has going on front, and which I feel like is going to come down to the trenches. I feel like Tampa Bay they don't necessarily need to pass it, but if they need to pass it, they can pass the ball. On the trenches, they have a solid, pretty decent O-line. That right tackle, that right guard position is a little suspect. He might be a liability. I'm just saying, putting it out there. But I mean, Ryan Jensen, the right tackle, this big guy right here, he's not that. He's pretty good. These guys are pretty good up front. They need some help on the left tackle position, but I mean, he's been holding it down. He's been all right. You can get him some help on the left side, and they don't really have much of a pass rusher anyway. So it's going to be interesting. And then another big thing that people don't pay attention to is the tight ends. Rob Gronkowski, okay? They're going to have Rob Gronkowski. They're going to have Howard, Cameron Brate. He's in there from time to time. These guys can really hold it down in regards to just setting the president down low, like stopping these guys. They do a great job at blocking and things like that. And then obviously, I showed you their DBs. And you look at Tampa Bay's, receivers, they're lit. That's the perfect way to describe it. They're lit. They're lit. They're lit. I don't know what else to tell you on that. You know what I mean? And then you look at the running backs. They have Fournette, okay? They have Ronald Jones, all right? They have LaShawn McCoy. He don't really get in that much, but when he does get in, he does his thing. These guys right here can pound the football. And then you got Brady in there too, surrounded by some 2 good backs in there, some doubled up tight ends, some 3 good receivers, and a decent offensive line against the Kansas City Chiefs front 7. They can run the football if they need. They can pretty much do anything they want on the offensive end. One thing they cannot do is turn the football over. If Tampa Bay comes out turning the football over, they're going to have problems. But if they're running the ball, running the clock, I'd see Tampa Bay winning this game. By how much, I'm not sure. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know what the score is. A lot of people try to assume the score. I don't know. But this is my outlook. And I think that Tampa Bay, I think that Tom Brady are going to come out on top. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. Your boy A1 is out of here.